The present. What does the past look like in the present? What's it like living up in the daylight world when you've been bumping around in the dark for so long? You have to struggle to appear normal. You have to learn how to set a table, how to sit at a table, the proper placement of the female guest of honor, of the knife, the fork, and the dessert spoon. You have to refrain from writing with a Sharpie on restroom walls and smashing things when you're upset. Your clothing should be more expensive than usual. It should also fit better than usual. It should be usual and yet slightly interesting. You should always look out, but be careful not to look too long. Avoid crying in public and getting in fights on the train. Best limit it to 2 beers, especially at work functions. Never say what you've done, who you did it with, or where you come from. Don't let people know your real name. Shorten it. Make it sound normal. Make it sound Western. Smile, but be honest inside. If someone's an asshole, keep that in mind when the two of you are alone together. Remember, your blood is still the same. Part animal, part American Indian, a bit white, just enough to let you slip through. Keep a lock blade in your purse. Always be on time to work. Speak quietly. Smile. A lot. The past is the past, and it will always be the past. The present is rather complicated, which is why God gave you teeth. Like a poor girl. I wear my jewelry like a poor girl, large and real. I wear my clothes like a poor girl, cleaned and ironed. My whites are always whiter than white, and I'm always delinting myself when I wear black. There's not a speck of dirt or fuzz on my sweaters. Like a poor girl, I am self-conscious at formal tables. I lose my tongue. I don't order beer. Like a poor girl, I read Kierkegaard on the train. Because like a poor girl, I have overeducated myself. I am like a poor girl when I get my paycheck. I spend it all at once, down to my last $10. Because I cannot save a thing. For like a poor girl, there are so many things I need. Like a cashmere coat tailor-made in North Beach with silk lining and antique buttons. And it's impossible for me to imagine going without wine from the wine shop and fresh baked bread and organic produce, since like a poor girl, I must have the best of everything. My desk at work is clean. My bathroom at home is spotless. I bleach each mold spot when it first appears. Like a poor girl, I live in the best city, in a lovely neighborhood, in a darling apartment, but in spite of all that I do, like a poor girl, nothing works. And it's always apparent right away to everyone that I am a poor girl. And like the poor girl that I am, I can't help but looking into the windows of Boulevard Restaurant as I pass by on my lunch break, even though I tell myself that there's nothing to look at inside but white people eating delicate portions of salmon and tossed greens and drinking glasses of wine. Still, I can't help but looking at them, especially the men, because deep inside, I will always be a poor girl. Gifts for guns. They said to show up in the morning. They said to have it wrapped in a plastic bag and to put that in a gym bag. They said that if you're driving, be sure to put it in the trunk of your car. They said to hand over the other stuff too, the extra clips and the ammo. But it can be loaded. You have to take everything out and place it all in a separate bag. No problem. I did all that. And I showed up promptly at 10. I was the first one there. The cops were still struggling to hang up their plastic promotional sign on the side of their van. Gifts for guns. No questions asked. The gift people were already completely set up. They were standing behind their table, all smiley and cheerful. Their sign was tied neatly to the tree above them. So I went over and I asked if they were ready. Oh yes, they should be here any minute now. It usually takes them a little while to show up. Yes, but are they ready? I asked, pointing over at the police, still struggling with their sign. Oh yeah, they're definitely ready, the gift people said, suddenly realizing why I was there. I went back over to the police table and waited patiently. Finally, one of the men stopped stopped what he was doing and he gave me a funny look. "Are you ready?" I asked him. "Yep," he said, looking at me in disbelief. "Hand it over." I opened my purse and I pulled out a small but very heavy Japanese drawstring sack and I gave it to him. He opened the bag and he removed a black .22 semi-automatic. He quickly threaded some sort of plastic device through the empty chamber where the clip had been. Then he put his hand back into the bag and pulled out a receipt from the gun shop where it had been purchased. "Do you know this man?" he asked, pointing to the name listed at the top of the page. "Of course I do," I said with a smile. "Can I have my gift now?"